This evening, Kendra Middleton once again in with you tonight for a short show, 7 to 10, not 7 to 11. But don't worry, we've got plenty for you. I would like to have, well, first of all, Skaz, how are you? Good evening. Skaz behind the glass. Street Team Joe's here.
Kendra, I'm doing well. Glad to have you back for a second night in a row.
Yeah, we're here. Definitely going to get into some footy. I want to have an early musing for a second. It is truly the worst day in sports on the sports calendar. We have, I think, 2 WNBA games tonight, and that's it. The British Open counts, but also doesn't because it's the crack of dawn, and I feel like I'm just playing catch up by the time I wake up because I'm not a psychopath, and I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to watch that. But we do have a loaded show for you. As much as I complained about the ESPYs last night, they did give us some content today. We have in or out the musings, and for those of you like myself getting ready for fantasy football, a recap of some NFL moves you may have forgotten about that were made. I know I do this thing every year where the preseason starts, or I'm about to do my fantasy football draft, or I'm sending out feelers for the draft, and I start to do my research and I forget where players went, and I think that is super important to have a little bit of a refresh. Maybe some players that were injured, got traded, all of those things. So we will get into that. 617-779-0985 is the number. I will also take calls on anything and everything you want. It is a Thursday night in July during the All-Star break. So anything you want, you can call in. It's the Joe Show. We've got food on the table. We've got sports on the table. If you want to talk about literally anything else, I've got you. But where I want to start tonight is Joe Mazzulla being left off of the Team USA coaching staff for the 2028 Summer Olympics that will be hosted in Los Angeles. The coaching staff will be led by Eric Spoelstra, and our own Jake Seymour has a great article up on the Sports Hub website, 985thesportshub.com, about it if you want to get more into the weeds. But as far as my thoughts, Eric Spoelstra's staff will include Mark Daigneault, JB Bickerstaff, and Mark Few. The obvious assumption here is just Joe Mazzulla's age and the fact that he is 38, and the youngest member of the staff announced is obviously Mark Daigneault, who is 41 years old. 3 years, not that big of a difference, but in the coaching world, I get it. He's older, whatever. And Daigneault doesn't have a relationship with Eric Spoelstra as far as I'm aware, in the sense that they have coaching history together. But he was coach of the year last year, won a championship last year. And I understand that Jayson Tatum will be a leader on this team. And that's probably why there was kind of an assumption that Joe Mazzulla could be included on this staff. But Chet Holmgren also probably going to make the roster, will make the roster. Not the same caliber of star, but SGA, obviously also Canadian, will not be on Team USA, but maybe, a little bit of a scouting report help there. Spoelstra and Mark Daigneault Mark Few have the strongest pre-existing relationship in the group. They were assistant coaches together under Steve Kerr, and that was it the 2023 FIBA World Cup, I think. I can't remember if it was 22 or 23. And the gold medal winning team for the Paris Olympics. They've known each other for 30 years, so that hire is to be expected for me. And Bickerstaff has no prior coaching with him, but assuming similar circles and the Cade Cunningham appeal, I think that explains that hire there as well. There are truly 2 real reasons that I think Mazzulla, despite kind of the age thing, might have been left off of this staff. And it's that he has a shorter coaching career, not as much history with some of the players on the team in comparison. But the real reason, in all reality, I think, is that he doesn't get along with everyone. The Olympics are competitive, but also relaxing from a basketball perspective. The assumption is that Team USA is going to go out there and win every single time that they play on a court together, as long as they are trying. And sure, some of the teams around the world, Australia, Canada, they're getting better at basketball on a national level, but they're not the Americans. And all of this to say, he just doesn't, unfortunately, fit the vibe check of a Summer Olympics. He is not the pull. I think he's actually weirdly a deterrent in ways. Let me ask you this. Do you want to spend your star-studded summer in the Olympic Village of downtown Los Angeles watching the town and going to BJJ? Or do you want to spend it shooting around and going to Nobu? I think any young millionaire who there is not a lot of pressure on the Olympics, there is not a lot of anything other than just somewhat of an expectation that you go out there and win the gold medal, I don't think that I want to spend my summer watching the same movie once a week with a grumpy guy who wants to go to BJJ. And I will say there was a video of him that came out this week of him training. And he is legit, man. He is a weapon of a guy. But I still don't want to spend my summer being serious when I have to be locked in all of the time. It's kind of like the summer here at the Sports Hub, right? Like Skaz and I were just talking about this, about how everybody around here right before the NFL season, doesn't matter if you're a casual fan, you work in sports, you like sports, whatever, we all lock in for football season. They have our claws in us. Even, your mom plays in her office fantasy football league. We all around here lock in to a degree. And then the summer, kind of everybody takes off, whether you're a teacher, whether you have a normal job, whether you work in sports. The summer is kind of everyone's time to chill. And I know that saying that about the Olympics, when all of these other athletes, this is the peak of their career. This isn't the peak of an NBA player's career, let alone even their year. They are locked in for their season the same way we lock in for that same season, whether you're a hockey fan, whether you're an NBA fan, whether you're a football fan. Those few months are the time that we lock in. And as a society, we check out, we clock out in the summer. I made the joke last night that I know it is summer here because all of the employees are in flip-flops and a good mood. That's going to be the vibe of the Olympics for the Team USA basketball team in Los Angeles. I'm gonna listen. If I'm a young millionaire, I'm going to spend my summer going to Nobu and hanging out with my friends and shooting around and playing shirts and skins basketball, even though it's the Olympics. Okay, and most of these guys on this team, they've been there before. It's okay. It's not that serious. All of this to come around to say, though, I am so proud of Celtics fans today because this was announced. And a year ago, I think the sky would have been falling for this fan base after this announcement. I can see the Green Teamers now. I can hear the Green Teamers now talking about how this would have been an open palm slap to the face. And I'm not sure if it's because this fan base is being soured on Joe Mazzulla right now or not. Or maybe I'm just going to ignore all of that and give you guys a compliment and tell you that I am proud of the Green Teamers in town right now. Take a bow. You guys are experiencing growth. Wow, the lights in the studio just shut off and I feel like it got 10 degrees cooler in here. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Sorry, radio, not TV, but it's always such a relief when that happens. However, I am proud of the Green Teamers in town today. I know that this Jaylen Brown scenario has been really tough on a lot of you guys, and it's been weird on this city. We will get into the comments that Jayson Tatum made at the ESPYs about the situation a little bit later. I'm pretty sure that audio is readily available. Maybe we'll use it as a rejoin at some point actually, we're going to talk about the ESPYs next segment, so we will bring that back just in case it's your first time joining us here or anywhere and you have not heard that audio yet. We will have it for you as a rejoiner after our break. But I'm proud of you guys, and I know that this has been a really tough situation. It's weird and it's scary. And it's hard to have new things, especially after how long these two have been together and then bringing a championship to this town and how married they have been throughout their careers. I know that that's hard, but change is sometimes good. Change is sometimes necessary. You didn't get the change how you wanted it. And unfortunately, I can tell you guys, as someone who has suffered with my sports team for the entirety of my life, sometimes change is good and you have to start focusing on the positive. And as, crappy as it is that your coach was left off of a team and a coaching staff that you wanted him to be a part of, it's fine. It's whatever. Jayson Tatum's still going to be there. It's not that serious. I'm sorry that you guys are suffering right now collectively as a fan base because you're mad about the return. I still am in the camp that I don't think that Brad Stevens willingly did this. I think that he was bound and gagged in a dark room and had no choice. And I know that this team is probably going to be okay in the regular season. The postseason is scary, but it's just an Olympics team. You guys didn't freak out. I'm proud of you. I think that that's growth because I don't see that happening a year ago from this fan base. So I'm proud of you guys. When we come back, I teased that I want to talk about this Jayson Tatum at the ESPYs audio. I have some thoughts on that. I also want to talk about the ESPYs in general. I know that I crapped all over them last night when intern Riley was in here, but it did give us some content in a dead time of the year. So I want to talk about Alyssa Liu and Drake May. I want to talk about my hate for the Savannah Bananas. I feel like I feel like their shtick is up. Collectively, I think we have had enough. And we did talk a little bit about the fashion last night from what we had seen. And there's one thing in particular that stood out to me that I would like to comment on. And anything else you want at 617-779-0985. That's the phone number. I will take any and every single call tonight. You're listening to Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
After just made a tweet, and Skaz and I are already bickering this evening. Skaz and I love each other, don't worry, but we disagree about this. Adam Schefter tweeted moments ago, Disney and the NFL introduced today that Disney and the Champion NFL collection at Fanatics Fest NYC are now collaborating. So the NFL and Disney are collaborating on merchandise. And they've paired different Disney characters with NFL teams. So, for example, the Raiders got Darth Vader, the Bucks got Captain Hook, and the Patriots are getting Captain America. I hate this. I hate this so much. Like, listen, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I did that enough with the ESPYs and intern Riley last night. However, keep the Disney adults away from me. They can do their thing. I'm not yucking their yum. You're into what you're into. I'm sure some people think it's insane that in my free time, I love to watch grown men in spandex tackle each other and obsess over that. However, Disney adults are strange to me. Skaz loves this, but hates that the Patriots have Captain America.
Love is strong, but I took this as more of a kids thing than an adults thing. So because I
do not see a singular piece of kids merchandise on this advertisement that Adam Schefter tweeted.
Well, the Schefter thing had like a bunch of kids holding up the shirts and stuff.
No,
that's the picture
Skaz,
I saw.
It is Fernando Mendoza and Tom Brady, and then Gronk and Roger Goodell with two kids in not Disney NFL gear, just standing next to them smiling.
I thought this was geared to the children, so that's where I'm out on Disney adults as well. I just have I think the Captain Hook Tampa Bay Bucks thing works. All the other ones I think kind of stink, and the Patriots one I think
is there a Jags one?
So only a couple have been released so far.
Of course.
The first 9 have been revealed. The Jaguars,
Can you give us the 9?
Okay, the Buffalo Bills got Beast from Beauty and the Beast, I believe.
What?
The Dallas Cowboys got Woody from Toy Story. The Las Vegas Raiders got Darth Vader, which I think makes sense. Your New England Patriots got Captain America. The New York Giants got Wreck-It Ralph, which is kind of funny, I guess. I don't really know much about Wreck-It Ralph. New York Jets, Buzz Lightyear.
He does give Cam Scatabo energy.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Captain Hook, and they identify from Peter Pan. The Washington Commanders got Ham from Toy Story.
Okay, that is great because their mascot's a pig. Yes. Wait, I love that. Okay, I'm in on that one.
And the Philadelphia Eagles got Dr. Doom.
I don't understand.
I'm pretty unfamiliar with his work.
I don't understand that. Okay, why do you hate Captain America for the Patriots? Because I think it makes sense, and I said during the break that Chris Evans is from here, so it double makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing in terms of like Chris Evans, Captain America, he's a Boston guy, fine. If you're gonna, if it's all of Disney and Star Wars and Marvel and everything, no offense to Captain America, but he's just a guy in spandex. Like, I would have hoped for a little more, that's all. No offense to him. I like Chris Evans and all, but... yeah.
Okay, do you remember maybe like 2022 or 2023? I'm getting so off focus here, and that's fine. He accidentally tweeted a D pic.
Oh.
And it went super viral, and he deleted it. And then he was like, sorry, guys, didn't mean to do that. But since you're all on my page, will you donate to this charity? And that is Captain America energy.
It's a good guy move, right?
That is Captain America energy. Okay. Before we went to the break, I teased that I wanted to get into the ESPYs. And last night at the ESPYs, if you've been listening to the station today, you've already heard this, but you haven't heard my thoughts on it. Jayson Tatum had some things to say. Skaz, can you play that audio for us, please?
It's weird. Yeah. Right? I've been on the Celtics for 9 years, and he was my teammate every single one of those. You understand throughout the course of a career that the NBA is a business, and people change teams and change coaches and front office, but it doesn't make it any easier. There's still a human element of it that you feel those emotions, the city feels those emotions, but there's also a side of like we have to welcome our new teammates.
My takeaway from this is just going to continue on the same thing that I've been saying the entirety of this saga, and that it is so insane to me how PR trained Jayson Tatum is. That is the most textbook PR answer that you could give. And I know that people are going around and talking about comments that Jaylen Brown has been liking about Jayson Tatum not making a comment on the trade. And, Skaz made a really good point when I was on the show last week about how in the entirety of sports history with a lot of these things, when there's a big two or a big three, there aren't comments to come out about this. But I've said time and time again, there has never been a big two or a big three where in any other city or any other capacity, I have seen people compare two guys on the same team the way that people have compared the two of them. And I think that that's the difference. The only examples Gaz could think of the last time I was in was the Bill and Brady thing. And while I get that, that wasn't in the height of their careers.
Yeah, Kobe and Shaq maybe.
But this doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And I think had Kobe and Shaq been in the social media era, I think the expectation would have been for one of them to say something.
Yeah, and I think that answer from Jayson Tatum and kind of his actions since the Jaylen Brown thing and Jaylen Brown's actions throughout the whole thing, and maybe this is a little harsh, but kind of just reinforces the Celtics' point and decision behind picking Jayson Tatum over Jaylen Brown.
It definitely does seem like there is an adult in the room. But my take on this, and if you've heard it, I'm sorry. If you haven't, I'm also gonna just give it to you once again. I think that who you identify with in this breakup is based on your personality type. You are either the buttoned up, professional, PR trained type of person in a breakup, or you are the messy, Carrie Underwood, I'm going to take a Louisville Slugger to your headlights type of breakup person. And I think that that's where we see people and who they're identifying as a fan between this. And yes, there's fingers to point everywhere else. But when you go around town, the question isn't, oh, are you a Celtics fan? It's, oh, are you JT or JB? Am I wrong in that? It's whose side are you on? And I've never seen just two sides like this. But the more that this goes on, I will give it to you. Tatum does seem like the adult in the room.
Yeah, and I think the best thing that ever happened to Jaylen Brown in his entire career is, being drafted by the Celtics and being paired up and linked to Jayson Tatum for his entire career. I think it's elevated who he is as a player on and off the court and in people's perception. And I'm not trying to slight Jaylen Brown, but Jayson Tatum is, and I would think will be, a far, far better player than Jaylen Brown. And I don't think it was ever, particularly close. I know people probably will disagree with that, but I think the further we get away from this, the further the Celtics, or the better the Celtics may look.
I will say this all stemmed from the ESPYs last night, which I have some comments just in general on. But I think Boston as a city were the big losers in the ESPYs last night because, first of all, that Jayson Tatum audio gave us as a station and a city so much ammunition today on a day where there's absolutely nothing going on. And then today, the Patriots side of the internet had another meltdown, and it's because the Breakout Athlete of the Year award was given to Alyssa Liu over Drake May. I complimented Green Teamers in the opening for this guy not falling over Joe Mazzulla, but why are Drake May stans always acting like anytime he is criticized or loses something, like it's always just they hate us. They hate us because they ain't us. It's something, always an excuse for Drake May. And you know what? I don't want to turn this into a Drake May hate segment at all because I'm actually a huge Drake fan. I think a couple years from now, he's going to be the best quarterback in the league. But just the way that he is kind of babied by fans around here does grind my gears at times. And to me personally, I think he rightfully lost this award. And we all agree that ESPYs don't matter, right? ESPYs do not matter. So why do you guys care so much? It is the Skaz Rage Bait 101. And to prove to you that the ESPYs do not matter, I pulled up a full list of the awards from last night. And some of them are so stupid. The best championship performance went to Jalen Brunson. Fine. Expectable. Predicted. Whatever. Best breakthrough athlete, we said Alyssa Liu. Okay. The best college athlete goes to Fernando Mendoza. What else? Like, these are just predictable. They're predictable. Best single game performance, Shohei Ohtani. They have to find ways to spread out these awards and give them to different people. That's all it is. I know that some of you incels out there love to toss around the word DEI or DEI hire or whatever. But we can agree, even though these athletes are great, and I'm anti, using DEI as a way to put people down, they have to spread these out, right? They have to spread the love, okay? Your panties are in a wad over something that does not matter, okay? I'm sorry, the NFL is always going to be the big winner here, but this doesn't matter.
I would also suggest that if Patriots fans are upset about this, I would tell Drake May to win the MVP and win the Super Bowl, because that's what Alyssa Liu did. She won gold medals.
And that was what I was going to say. Yesterday, if him getting snubbed in the quarterback rankings, you guys freaked out about it, and y'all are all up in arms about a figure skater today. But he lost because she had to come back in her version of the playoffs, and he didn't. I get the defenses he played. I get the shoulder injury. I get the offensive line. But did he do it, yes or no? Did he do it, yes or no, Skaz? No, he didn't.
No.
I'm sorry, okay?
I can't believe people care about this.
Oh my gosh, did you not see Patriots fans?
Oh no, I saw.
Oh my God.
I will say this is kind of a big picture view of where Patriots fans are now relative to the Tom Brady years, though, because when the Patriots were really competing for Super Bowls, and people will say, I was just going to say, like, people caring about this now shows how they've fallen off since the Tom Brady years.
Yes. And I get the expectation in the city of Boston is you're always going to win. Every award that you don't get is a slight, whatever. But oh my goodness, she earned it. In her version of the playoffs, in a comeback situation, she did it. And the Patriots had a great season. And we can argue all of the little details of how it happened. But at the end of the day, he didn't. She did. She won the award. Who cares? We won't see her. We probably won't even talk about her for another 4 years. Okay? And she's awesome. She's the top of her sport. She deserved her medal. She deserved this ESPY. But we do not need to have a meltdown about this. We do not need to have a freak out about this. I think it is just the current flavor of the day. And yesterday he got slighted in the quarterback rankings, and today he didn't win an award against Alyssa Liu. I love you guys, but it's like the green teamers are now, they don't have anything to complain about, so they've jumped on the Drake May is hated by everyone bandwagon. And I love you guys, but I can't do it. And I want to continue to not be negative today. However, the Savannah Bananas, I'm maxed out on the Savannah Bananas. Did you guys see the clip of them and their dance routine or whatever?
Unfortunately, yes, I did see that.
Everything I know and that I have seen about them ever has been against my will.
Apparently, they do very well, Kendra. Very well.
You know what? Good for. Do you remember when they were here and everyone was freaking out about it and it was like the hottest ticket in town?
Oh yeah, it was like Noah Khan all over again.
It kind of was, and I remember this poor girl put out a tweet because she went to one of the games because she got a free ticket, and she was like, "That was the worst thing I've ever seen," and the internet flamed her. They were like, "Were you expecting it to be a real baseball game? Did you not do any research ahead of time?" And it's like, no, I know what I'm getting into, but I'm still allowed to hate it. And where did they come from? How did they get here? It used to feel like a gimmick, and now I'm like, are we considering this athletics?
It's that guy in the yellow suit. He's the mastermind behind it all. I don't know anything about him, but I can't get away from him.
I get that they don't actually play baseball, but they do. But they also have records. Do you understand how this works?
I think it's kind of like a play. It's like the Harlem Globetrotters almost in a way. That was my understanding. I know I could be very wrong, but I thought it was almost kind of predetermined in a WWE kind of way.
I agree.
But
yeah.
I don't know that to be a fact.
But the Savannah Bananas,
they lose.
They're a team. They're not the brand.
Yes, they do lose, which shocked me.
Yes. I can't remember the name of the other.
Imagine going to a Savannah Bananas game and they lose. I would be irate if I paid hundreds of dollars to go watch the effing Bananas and they lose.
I wonder how they decide what cities get winners and who gets to watch them lose. Do you think that there's an algorithm?
I did that. They had to have won here. I think we would have known if they lost. But I imagine that. Like,
I don't think
you go to see a Globetrotters game and they're getting beat. Like, I didn't even know that was a possibility.
I would hope that they know better than to do it in certain cities like Boston. Like, we'll dump your tea in the harbor here. I don't think you want to do. Yeah, there are certain cities I feel like you just can't do that. I don't know. I would never pay to go watch that. But anyways, the only other comment that I had about the ESPYs and the content that came out of it today, the biggest takeaway is the meltdown the Patriots fans are having and the Jayson Tatum audio for us specifically. But the only other thing that I noticed, and it's every single time that there is an award show in sports, is I get that athletes' thing is not fashion, and there's some of them that care about it and some of them that don't. But you have all of the money in the world. If you have an important event, hire a stylist. Have somebody pick out your outfit. I know that most of you have at least a girlfriend, if not multiple girlfriends, or a wife and a girlfriend. Get them to help you. Like, I swear, the men's USA gold medal team yesterday was all together for the ESPYs on the red carpet. I think that most of them didn't even look in the mirror before they left the house. Like, does your team not have wrinkle releaser on hand for your suit? And it's not just them. It was a lot of them. But you have the money for a stylist. Why do you look the way that you do at all of these award shows? And sometimes it's really funny because you can tell that the girls really, like, balled out for their outfits and didn't for the boys. I don't know. It's interesting. All of the girl athletes last night, though, not a single complaint, not a miss for me. They all looked so good. But the boys, you guys need help. Love you guys. Thank you for bringing a gold medal home. I think I'm done complaining now, Skaz. I'm sorry. This was very negative.
Do you think we could get Street Team Joe to recreate Tatum's outfit from last night?
Yes. I think most boys probably have that in their closet.
Well, maybe not quite that expensive version of it.
No, but like, you have black pants and a green shirt.
Ish. Yeah, I think mine has sleeves on it, but yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like, I will say, you know what? Let's be positive, and I don't mean this how it's going to sound. If I was a man, nobody would think twice about me saying this. He looked ripped last night. Like, he's been in the gym.
Yes.
He's been working. He looks good.
I thought he looked phenomenal.
And I
should have put him in my tiers list.
You should. I did.
That's on me.
I did.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Wow.
Another
I'm a Brown fan. I'm not a Tatum girl. I'm a Jaylen Brown girl, and I still had him in my S tier. Wow, Skaz.
It says a lot.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You're supposed to be the, like, resident green teamer. You're in the same color shirt as him today. He inspired your wardrobe.
I know. I kept the sleeves on.
All right, quickly before we go to the break, Andy in New Hampshire, my great state, favorite state of New Hampshire, wants to talk about Missoula and the Savannah Bananas. Hello, Andy. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi.
First time calling in. Thanks for taking me. I just realized I don't think I'm calling through my car, which is not good.
Well, you sound good.
I just wanted to say Missoula should be left off because he's a trash coach, and he is the reason why they haven't won so much. He doesn't know how to make any changes. And then the second part was Savannah Bananas started a whole league with like 6 teams or something. It's not predetermined whatsoever.
You don't think there's even a little bit of... You don't think it's rigged at all? You think this is like a fair competition?
I've been to the Savannah Bananas in Fenway, and I just was at one at the Fisher Cats Stadium, whatever that's called, Delta something. It wasn't even Savannah Bananas. It was like Loco Coconuts and the Firefighters.
Wait, are they actual firefighters, or is that just a brand?
No, that's their team name.
And they actually compete. Do they get extra points for like their dance moves and stuff? How does this work?
No. It's just like so each inning is its own quote unquote game. So whoever scores the most gets a point. Last inning, every run scored gets additional points to the overall score. But no, like I would assume that early on some of it was probably staged for Savannah Bananas to win, but it doesn't seem like it now.
So who are you? Are you a Savannah Bananas stan?
I think it's fun. I have 2 little kids, so they enjoy it as well. But no, I it's fun to go to. It's not nearly as good in person, I think, as on TV or through like their internet clips, but it's still fun, and what they do is absolutely athletic, and half of them are either ex-pro or D1 baseball players.
All right, thanks for the call, Andy. I can't say that I would go to a Savannah Bananas game and that I am not convinced that what did he say? The Loco Coconuts, the firefighters, but they're not real firefighters. Listen, I think that this is for the ladies. You know, like that's just the brand. It's selling for the.
So I'm doing a little research back here. They're hunks. They're all hunks. Every single one of them.
Is it a requirement that you have to be hot?
I think you got to be a hunk. I'm looking at I just looked at the Loco Beach Coconuts and the firefighters
Loco
roster.
Beach Coconuts.
And it's just hunk after hunk.
I'm looking up their roster right now. I never thought that I would be looking. Oh my gosh, no. Their rosters, they're all like thirst traps.
Yeah, no, it's there. Yeah,
These are all this is not a competitive thing.
This is what they're going for.
The catcher is in a cheetah print vest.
Yes, there's some axes, there's some props involved, some firefighter equipment.
And they're all attractive.
One gentleman has the jaws of life, I believe, in his hands.
This is okay. I found one that's 2 that are definitely not 3. Okay.
It's a numbers game, you know?
Yeah, but for the most part, this is for the moms who want to take their boys to do something, but also want to do something for themselves and have margaritas. This is Margarita Mom brand. That's what this is, and that's okay. That is okay. I'm not here to yuck anyone's yum. Okay, once again, already on the Joe clock. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Joe Show. Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray. I specifically requested, oh my God, we're going banana pancakes. I wanted bananas by Gwen Stefani, but I'll take this. If you're just joining us, it is the middle of July. There is nothing going on, and we have sparked a debate about the Savannah Bananas, and I'm being informed that the Savannah Bananas are in 4th place out of 6 teams in Banana Ball. But I don't believe that Banana Ball is not rigged for the Bananas. So I just Googled before becoming a full-time exhibition, the Savannah Bananas won 3 CPL Coastal Plain League championships, 2016, 2021, 2022. Since the inception of independent Banana Ball, the Party Animals won the 2025 World Tour Championship and the newly formed 2026 Banana Ball Championship League, or the BBCL. And the Texas Tailgaters won the in-season 2026 Banana Ball Open. You guys, there is so much lore to this that is just absurd, which, listen, I am not in on going to watch this activity happen. However, I am fascinated in the lore. In the same way that Groundhog Day is my favorite holiday, I don't want to go get up at the ass crack of dawn to watch that. But the lore of us determining our weather by a clairvoyant groundhog on Gobbler's Knob is incredible.
Kendra, I've just learned that we may have someone in this very studio that has seen the bananas and is going to see them again.
Let me take one guess. It is Joe.
It's not Joe.
Derek?
It would be me.
Explain yourself. Wait, hold on. I'm going to take Jay's call, and then I need to know this. Jay is calling us on the Savannah Bananas. Hello, Jay.
Hey, how's it going? First, I'd like to say I'm really impressed by your evolution on the mic. I mean, you've really widened your range, and I think you're really headed towards your own show. But about the bananas, yeah, I think they're played out right now. They should have stuck to like a globetrotter type thing. You know, I'm really sick of the umpire doing the humping in the air and stuff. I'm just sick of them.
You want to keep, thank you for the compliment, but you want to keep your banana ball blue and true is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, keep it like a globetrotter once every couple months. You know, I think they're trying to expand too fast, and it's not gonna work.
Okay, thank you, Jay, the banana ball truther. He's a Skaz.
So hold on. He's in on banana ball, but he draws the line at the humping umpire. And also, I like the transition from a very complimentary call, and then he goes, but now to the bananas. As a great transition in sports radio would be. But what a line to draw that he's fine with the firefighters and the party animals and the clown shoes.
And,
but
and the firefighters, I'm learning, don't really play with shirts on. Some of them just wear the suspenders.
excuse me, those tickets must be expensive. But he draws the humping umpire is where he says the
humpire, if you will.
The humpire, yeah, no. I cannot.
Okay, I need a second to breathe, so I'm going to let Derek explain himself. Explain yourself.
Yes, Derek, explain why you went to see the bananas last
Did you
year.
pay money for this?
No.
Or did you get these tickets for free?
No, my girlfriend and her family wanted to go, and I tagged along.
All right, let's do this in a way that I appreciate. Do you know how to play Rosebud Thorn or High-Low Hero?
Yep.
Okay, give us your Rosebud Thorn of Banana Ball.
Okay, Rose.
Who did they play?
They played the firefighters that day.
Oh, you
The hottest team in baseball.
Okay, so that's why your
Literally
girlfriend
the
and her
hottest
mom
team.
wanted to go.
okay.
All right,
I like their
Rosebud
style.
Thorn.
Rose, they really make a full day of entertainment out of it. Like, you're in there at 10 a.m. meeting the players outside of
nightmare.
Fenway Park.
Did anybody ask for an autograph?
Yeah, lots of people asked
I
for
meant
it.
in your group.
Oh, in my group? No, we just got a lot of pictures. They lined up on the back of Jersey Street by like the statues. They're all standing there on the curb just taking pictures. And then there's a little pre-show, and then you go in. They have pregame entertainment. It's really a full day of fun you're getting out of there.
Okay, so that's your high. What's your low?
The Thorn, I mean, I guess I just do want to watch some baseball.
The problem with Banana Ball is it's Banana
Can we play
Ball.
some baseball, please?
Okay, all right. What's your high or your hero? Sorry, your bud.
I mean, I am looking forward to going back, I guess.
You would go again.
I am going again, Kendra.
Are you spending your hard-earned dollar?
No, I'm going with my family this time around.
You went home and you were like, listen, I went and watched a umpire and a bunch of shirtless dudes. This is a family activity. Load up the minivan. Let's go.
Well, the margarita mom, my mom, could be could be the target audience. I mean, she's on TikTok. She sees the clips. She sees what's going on. She wants in on the action.
I think she is the target audience, and she's will
a
have
fan.
a great time when you go.
She's a fan.
I hope it's the firefighters again.
Do you know who it is?
No, but I could probably check.
Is it in Boston?
It's at Gillette this time. They sold out Gillette for 2 days.
Oh, are the Savannah Bananas Noah Khan?
They might be bigger.
Literally.
Gillette.
Literally. The firefighters might be. At least moms know who they are. No mom knows who Noah Khan is.
They have the Loco Beach Coconuts at Gillette Stadium for a 2-game
There's going to be a
series.
lot of loco coconuts there if you're picking up what I'm putting down. That's for real. Oh my God. Okay. Let's go to Chris and Pawtucket who wants to talk about the Savannah Bananas.
All right, Kendra, thank you. First of all, I want to kind of tag off that last caller's comments, too. I think you're doing incredible. My favorite show was your Father's Day show. I spent that day with my kid and my daughter in my car listening to you, and it's fucking awesome. It was awesome.
You can't do that.
The stream wins.
You can't
The
say
stream
that.
wins. You know what? I stand a dad who will drop an F-bomb, though.
Yeah, of course.
Did you have the type of parents who, like, if you were... My brother has a rule with his kids where they're allowed to swear if they're singing the lyrics to a song. Another one of my friends has a rule where her kids are allowed to swear, but only in the bathroom.
I mean, yeah.
Did you have any of those rules?
No, we were a pretty lawless household, I would say. For the swears weren't really at the top of my dad's worries for the most part.
I was going to say my first real word other than, like, animal sounds and, like, mom and dad was the D word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on the air. Not the one you're thinking of initially, but like the not as bad one.
I got you.
I can't say that on the air.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we used to be able to, but not anymore.
But now you can say the B word in certain ways, which is weird. I don't know. The what they allow and what they don't allow is weird because there's things that I think I should be allowed to say that Garvin won't let me say on Saturday mornings. And I sometimes have to ask him for permission, like he's my dad, of if I can say things. And he usually says no.
err on the side of caution is what I've always been told.
I'm gonna radio back to you what I want to say, and I need your reaction. Would you let me say that?
After 9 o'clock, sure.
Okay. We will get a word reveal at 9 o'clock. Let's hit a break. If you want to call about the Savannah Bananas or the ESPYs or to yell at me about something, 617-779-0985. When we come back, I want to get into, I am personally starting to plan my fantasy football league. I think last time I was in, we asked you guys what crazy punishments you have, and Bird, friend of the program, informed us that he had to take an insane driver's license photo as punishment for losing his league. But I want to get into all of the moves in the offseason that you might have forgotten before you start to do your research, and kind of some thoughts on the injuries and who's progressing. I did some research on that today. So you're listening to Kendra Middleton, filling in for Joe Murray. We'll be right back. Place across the pond, Jackson Super, currently your leader, shooting 5 under, followed by Sanjay M, tied with Daniel Brown, shooting 4 under par. The Summer League Celtics winners 82-76 over the Kings last night. Hugo Gonzalez leading the way with 24 points. And the Boston Legacy played the Orlando Pride yesterday and were victorious 1-0. They are back on the pitch Sunday to take on the Washington Spirit. And it was announced today that LeBron does not know where he is taking his talents. He is refusing to comment on his next move at the moment. And the Bruins say they will retire Patrice Bergeron's jersey December 1st against the Colorado Avalanche. They will also open the season September 29th at home against the New York Rangers. Sports Hub headlines were brought to you by Super Service today, currently hiring plumbers, experienced HVAC techs, and drain cleaning techs for their growing Danvers shop. Enjoy top pay, medical, dental, and vision, paid vacation, and holidays. Apply now at superservicetoday.com/careers. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub, Boston's home for sports. I'm Kendra Middleton, and your next update is around 8:30.
Listen to it, laugh at it, get mad at it, agree with it, argue about it. It is Boston Sports. Boston Sports. And it is all we do. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
All right, welcome back to the Joe Show. No Joe Murray this evening. Kendra Middleton here with you alongside Skaz, Street Team Joe, who I think just made a coffee, and intern Derek until 10 o'clock tonight. We are here till 10, not 11. Just for everyone out there. Before we went to break, I was talking about how I'm starting to plan my fantasy football draft, get things in line, because like a lot of you, I am a commissioner and that is my job to do. And every single season, as I'm starting to do research, I go through, even honestly, the first couple of weeks of the regular season, I am, oh my gosh, that guy's there now. And so I was thinking about things we could do on a July summer night with not a whole lot going on. And, you know, the season's quickly approaching us. I think we have 8 weeks until the regular season starts. That's pretty quick. So it's time to start thinking about your research, going through who your draft order, all of those things. And we could sit here and talk about the big moves that we've assessed all offseason, like Myles Garrett, like A.J. Brown. But I want to talk about other moves that you might have forgotten about before you start doing your research. Obviously, there are big moves that were made that I will get into later, but the big ones to talk about are going to be something, for example, like Travis Etienne to the Saints. I think not only is, as a Jaguars fan, I loved Travis. He was awesome, good for the city, what have you, but he's going home to New Orleans, gonna be a Saint. Also, I hate this whole thing that he has done where I keep wanting to call him ETN, but he came out and said that it was Achan and never corrected anybody. I'm sure that I'm the only person that is annoyed by this, except for, you know, maybe some announcers or who are going to have to now remember to pronounce his name differently. But I think that this is good for him. I think that this helps the Saints a lot in a division that I think has been turned on its head after last season, but will continue to be over the next couple of years as these historically bad teams get a little bit better. I think the Bucks are on a little bit of a downward slope here. I know that some people have some high expectations for them. I don't think the Panthers can kind of continue the little spurt of greatness that we saw last year. I will get into the Atlanta Falcons in a second. But for fantasy football people, I think that Travis Etienne is a really good look at running back. I think he's going to get a lot of touches. I think that he fits this offense. And with a quarterback like Tyler Shuck, sorry, I'm going through puberty, who we are going to have to see either sink or swim here. He's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest player to be drafted in the college pipeline to the NFL. I am worried that it is going to be a one-off season like we see. I saw the afternoon show today talking about how we crown young quarterbacks way too early. And he was awesome last year. He was fun. He had picked that team up by their bootstraps halfway through the season, and they were in contention for a minute. Had the last 2 games of the season gone any differently, they were in contention for a division out of nowhere. And I think Tyler Shuck is one of these guys who could be a decent quarterback in the NFL, but as he learns, having someone like Travis Etienne to rely on is going to do him a lot of favors. And I think that he's going to get a lot of good touches and might be someone that might fly under the radar in some of these drafts. In the same division, it's hard not to talk about Tua Tagovailoa and the Michael Penix situation. Michael Penix has had 5 season-ending injuries in the last 8 seasons. I will repeat that stat for you because, yes, I did not think it was true either. 5 season-ending injuries in 8 seasons. That's a lot. And yeah, he's young, but I don't think that he has any ACL left. And I think the expectation is going to be that Tua is going to start this season. And on paper, this offense is incredible. But the one thing that they've been lacking is finding any sort of chemistry between their offense and the ability to use Bijan Robinson correctly. That has hindered them a lot at times. And Drake London's been getting a lot of praise in the media, in the top 100 players rankings. And a big question is going to be Kyle Pitts and if he can step up and become a huge weapon and be a continuous option in that offense, and who the quarterback is going to be. I am not going to be the first person to run out and draft either of these guys. I think it is going to be Tua's team to start the season. But what are your expectations of him? Do you think he's going to be a good option? Is he a continued starter? Or is he just, unfortunately one hit away from being a catastrophe that none of us want to watch? And that's kind of my issue with watching Tua is I think every time the ball is snapped to him, I just am gripping my couch and worried. And so I think that that's a big question mark there. If you want to take a long shot on somebody and have a quarterback on your bench, I don't think that he's the guy to do it, but I'm not going to slight you for doing that. Another person who is on the move this season, Justin Fields. I don't think that people remember that Justin Fields is now a Kansas City Chief and is expected to potentially start the season for them. I think people forget that Mahomes is hurt. And he is on track to make a start at the beginning of the season, but I almost wonder if there is going to be injury management with him and maybe because we all know Patrick Mahomes. He's going to want to play. He's going to want to start. He's going to say that he's good to go no matter what because he's a competitor. We can complain all we want and say whatever we want about how he loves to complain and talk to the referees about any kind of time someone touches him, he wants a flag. But he's a competitor and he wants to be out there. But I wonder if they are going to manage him early in the season with the postseason in mind, because this is kind of this iteration of the Kansas City Chiefs' last go of it to really win a Super Bowl together. I think this is going to be the last chance. And in that same vein, they add Kenneth Walker, Super Bowl MVP, has now joined the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me ask you this, Skaz. Do you play fantasy football? And this is random.
Yeah.
Are you more likely to go after Patrick Mahomes? And I know that they're different positions, completely different. But are you more likely to kind of want to hop on with Kenneth Walker on a new team? Or are you more likely to want to take a shot at Mahomes as a quarterback for fantasy recovering from this injury?
Yeah, I think I'd rather the flyer on Mahomes later.
Yeah. I wonder in this I wonder in this offense who this is going to function through. Because if Mahomes doesn't start the season and they want to manage him, it's obviously going to be Kenneth Walker, which you're going to look like a genius if that winds up happening and you take him early and he is as productive in Kansas City as he was in Seattle. But if he's not, that opens up options for tons of other people in this offense. I wanted to be so high on Justin Fields a couple of seasons ago, but it's hard to be optimistic about who he is. Some other big moves to watch this season, obviously A.J. Brown, huge here. On the defensive side, Jalen Waddle, huge thing, out to Denver. I wonder what the one person I didn't look at as far as an injury perspective coming back, Bo Nix. Do we know if he's supposed to start the season? I think so. It wasn't that anything serious. I think he just had something, I don't know.
He's expected to start.
Yeah, I was going to say. So that might be a decent fantasy look. Jalen Waddle also on the move. And another thing, Dexter Lawrence got traded. Not that this is huge for fantasy, but if you're looking to pick up a defense, the Bengals late in your draft might not be a bad move. I think that this defense could be a sleeper defense. Micah Parsons, I was doing some research on his injury today. I don't think he's going to come back until halfway through this season. I really don't. One person that also is an injury thing to watch for me, the situation at quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts is interesting. I would avoid anyone but Jonathan Taylor on the Indianapolis Colts because there is a chance that Daniel Jones has some optimism of coming back. I wouldn't touch him as a quarterback. Obviously not going to touch Anthony Richardson. Who's their third stringer? Is it like Easton Stick? I know he's on their roster. I'm not sure if he's their third stringer. No, it'd be Riley Cooper, not Riley Cooper. Oh my God. Throwback Gators Riley Cooper. Riley Leonard is who I'm thinking
Riley
of.
Leonard and Easton Stick.
Okay, Riley Leonard, third string,
chart.
Easton Stick, fourth.
That is what it says.
Yeah. I would not touch anybody on that roster other than Jonathan Taylor because, yikes. Who is throwing them the ball? Genuinely. I don't know. This season is going to be so much fun, though. I'm excited. But the thing about Micah Parsons, the Packers defense on paper, I think sounds like a good option, but he's not going to come back until halfway through the season. And then Myles Garrett, the other option, I wonder if Aaron Donald really does wind up coming back and how much that changes the kind of power ratings of the Rams defense because he's 35. There's no way that he's going to be that big of an impact, but I feel like people are going to freak out about it and defensive projections are going to go absolutely nuts. All right, let's go to Rich in Boston who wants to talk about fantasy football. Good evening, Rich.
Good evening. How are things going?
Good. How are you?
Not bad. So there's no more frustrating team in the NFL than the Atlanta Falcons. Like you have Drake London, Kyle Pitts, obviously like touchdown or bust, but obviously Bijan. So what do you think of whoever wins the quarterback? You think that's a late flyer in the fantasy draft? You think?
I'm sorry. Can you say that one more time?
Whoever wins the quarterback draft, you think that's a good streaming quarterback to take?
I see what you're saying. Thanks for the call. I still would not touch either of those two quarterbacks, but I'll tell you someone on the move that I would look at in fantasy and I would look at very deeply. That's going to be Kyler Murray. And I know that that's insane to say because he hasn't been healthy. He's made some incredible plays when he has been, but has been inconsistent. This roster for him is not only kind of break or like have a breakout season or just kind of sit down and shut up. But if you can't be good with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, Juwan Jennings, and TJ Hawkinson, I'm sorry. It's not going to work out for you. And we love to talk about KOC being the quarterback whisperer. All right, well, it's time to see it. It's been true all the way up to JJ McCarthy. And I don't know if that was just the two of them butting heads potentially because his 9 persona or whatever, and KOC thinking that he gets along with the youth and just being like, all right, I've had enough. I've had enough of 9. I've had enough of you. But this is kind of nut up or shut up time for both of them. Like you either are the quarterback whisperer and Kyler Murray is going to work out on this team and have all of these, accolades to chase this season in a really tough division. But if you can't make it work with those guys, I'm sorry. I'm hoping that this turns into a Brock Purdy situation for him and how this offense is just foolproof, because I would love to see Kyler Murray be successful and kind of get away from the video game tag that has been put on him for his career. But it's time for him to show who he is. Speaking of the Vikings, T in Rhode Island wants to talk about them. Hello, T. How are we?
Hey, it was nice meeting you at the Brook, Kendra. It's a pretty nice spot. It was the first time I was out there, and it was worth the drive to see you and Joe Murray and Joey Chestnut. Josh is crazy, man. He's just crazy. But,
it was nice to meet you as well. Thank you for saying hi.
Yeah, you beat me to the punch. I was just...
Oh? What just happened?
Wide receivers in the league. So, do you think Kyler Murray's going to kind of push him back up towards the top of the list of the wide receivers? Because I still think he's one of the best wide receivers out there. He just doesn't have anyone throwing them the ball. I'll hang up and listen. Thanks, Kendra.
Thanks, T. Appreciate it. That's kind of the situation that I have been wondering about with this team. It's the only kind of red flag that I have was, do you think that Justin Jefferson, when he found out that Kyler Murray was going to be his quarterback, he was like, oh, thank God? Or do you think he was like, crap? Because I think he could go either way. Is it an upgrade from J.J. McCarthy? Yes. But is he my first choice if I'm the best receiver in a league who's hyper competitive and wants to win a Super Bowl and has a roster good enough to do it? The only thing missing is a quarterback. I don't know if Kyler Murray is the person I want to hear is going to have to be my hero, but that's what he's got. And it's got to be refreshing to have literally anybody else but JJ McCarthy. And I'm sorry, I love UNH. I love Max Brosmer. Thank you so much for a fun few years. But that's not going to be your savior either. Okay? Like, love you guys, mean it, go Cats. But it is what it is. That's just the reality of it. Skaz, would you be excited to hear that Kyler Murray is your savior if you were Justin Jefferson?
No, I would not.
Okay, I didn't think so.
He's a little fella.
Are we? Yeah, the memes of him are hard to survive. But
he's also just a guy where, like, I'm not sure how much he loves football. And I think if you have that question about your quarterback, that's not good for your franchise.
Would you have chosen baseball?
No. As a man who doesn't like air travel, I would not have chosen baseball. I would have stuck to the 17 games a year. Yeah.
You've been to Australia and you hate air travel?
That was kind of part of it, honestly. That trip kind of cemented my disdain for being stuck in a tube in the air. I don't mind going places and traveling.
Okay.
I just don't like the process of getting there.
But would you suck up air travel to not potentially have CTE?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, if you put it like that, fine. Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at. Like, and I understand
I'll take some recycled oxygen a couple times a year.
I was going to say, like, being an 18-year-old boy and just the chaos of what's going on in your brain at the time, I understand, like, the football aspect. But as someone whose brain is fully cooked and not medium rare, I'm very much like, I would have chosen baseball because I like that my brain is fully cooked and not medium rare. And that's how I feel about that. So hindsight's 2020, I guess. Okay. When we come back, we're going to do in or out. We're going to hit a quick break. It's Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray. If you want to give us a call, 617-779-0985 is the number. You can call us about banana ball, fantasy football, anything you want. We'll be right back.
What's it going to be?
All right, welcome back to the Joe Show. It's your favorite time of the night. It's my favorite time of the night, and I am Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray. It is time for In or Out. Street Team Joe in the studio to join me for In or Out this evening. I'm nervous, I have to be honest.
For In or Out?
Yeah.
Why? I thought it went swimmingly yesterday.
It always does, but I just feel like there is something in the air today.
We're more in trouble for Musings, I'll tell you that.
Are we?
Well, if you ask me what those things mean, I'm going to be nervous about that.
Oh, okay.
Those phrases.
Yeah, okay. I've been trying to think of some. Skaz, have you thought of any others other than the one we talked about?
We can run some. I don't want to spoil anything.
Me either,
now,
okay.
Yes,
perfect.
I may have a couple up my sleeve.
Okay, all right. In or out, what do we have?
All right, in or out, it is Thursday, July 16th. We will start with Pizza for pythons. Kendra Middleton in tonight. So where else would we start? But in Florida, a Florida restaurant owner is giving away free pizza in exchange for dead pythons, the invasive species, to the area. If you bring in a dead invasive python, the restaurant owner will give you a free pizza. Are we in or out on pizza for pythons?
I did see this online today. I'm very much in on this. I hate to kill any kind of animal unless it is a water moccasin, or that's about it. That's the only thing I can think of that is something that I would kill. Yeah, I'm in on this. Pythons, real bad. They're everywhere. Do you guys follow Fish and Garrett?
I am aware of Fish and Garrett.
I am
yes.
aware of him. Yeah.
That is my celebrity crush.
Fish and Garrett. How old is
Honestly,
he?
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. He just walks.
You would be
around
like
the swamp.
blushing to meet Fish and Garrett. You would be like, would you be starstruck?
I have met all of the big Boston athletes: Pedro Martinez, David Ortiz, Tom Brady, everybody. The only celebrity I have ever geeked out about literally was Joey Chestnut last week. And I think I don't care about celebrities at all. I could meet Jesus Christ himself right now and I would not care. They're just people, and usually don't meet your heroes. Most of the time they suck. However, Fish and Garrett, I might be a little nervous. But yes, I'm in on pizza for pythons. But the reason I brought him up is because he competes in like python catching tournaments. He's been searching for like a 20-foot python for like years. But right now the leader of like the python hunting is actually a girl. So that's pretty sweet. So yeah, they're getting invasive species out and they're feeding the people who are doing it. I'm in on pizza for pythons.
Did you see all the snakes that escaped in Florida like the other day?
No.
Skaz, you know what I'm talking about? Like the
This
snake.
was in China, but yes.
Oh, I thought it was Florida. The snake farm.
No.
Didn't like 900 snakes escape or something crazy? Like that would be awful.
Yes.
900 cobras, I think, escaped.
Cobras?
Far away, though.
Far away, yeah.
I have to be honest.
Far away.
I am obsessed with boomslangs, which are the most poisonous snake in the world. If they bite you, make you bleed out of every orifice in your body in under half an hour. I was searching for them when I was in Africa so hard. They're also so stupid looking. They're not like tubular. Their heads are like weirdly flat and they kind of look like an eel snake combo. I wanted to find one so bad. They're so cute.
I can't believe I didn't know how into animals and insects and spiders you were.
I don't know how.
She's from Jacksonville.
I know, it's wild. I'd be terrified to have a pet spider.
Street Team Joe just found out today that I've had a pet spider for almost a year now. And, yeah.
I'm terrified.
I grew up with a younger sister that was a zookeeper, worked in an animal shelter for a while. So I feel like I've known Kendra almost my whole life
You feel
already.
at home.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
I told Joe that I let my spider crawl on my face sometimes and that she asks me for uppies when she wants to be held.
Uppies like it's a dog.
And her name is Devin Lloyd.
Does your dog get along with the spider?
He is so jealous of her because I talk to her like the same way that I talk to him. So he thinks that I'm talking to him when I'm talking to the spider and telling her that she's a good girl.
Oh, no.
I know, he kind of hates her.
Have they ever interacted or were you
No, whenever I handle her, I put him, I tell him to go to jail and I just put the puppy gate up in my room. But he knows to go into my room because we call that jail. But I won't handle her if he's out because I'm scared that if she like jumps or falls, because I have mentioned that she's losing her grip because she's getting older, that he would step on her or eat her or something. So I don't handle her when he's around. But she does eat breakfast with me every morning.
What? How does this go down?
That's her adventure time.
So you're eating breakfast and she comes out into the kitchen?
Yeah. She just, I have a huge island. She just chills.
And she won't move?
She moves a little bit, but like she's not that big. All right, next.
All right, we will head to the world of Disney for this next one. The Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is eyeing a revival as Disney Plus has ordered a pilot for a reboot of the classic kids program. Are we in or out on the return of the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, a program that brought us Britney Spears, Ryan Gosling, Justin Timberlake, and Christina Aguilera?
I want to say that I'm in selfishly because of the nostalgic purposes, but I feel as though now that I know as an adult everything that happened to those kids, it is I have to be out.
So that originally that was my thought as well. But I feel like because we know that, like, shouldn't these kids be much more, protected and looked after and stuff like that? Like, maybe these kids get a fair shot at it. But
On
no,
paper.
I lean more towards you that any kid should not be on TV for the
On
most part.
paper, you would think so, but you have to consider if it was that bad back then, and now we have the AI social media aspect of it, and these, tech CEOs are refusing to make, like, kid content that is abhorrent, illegal. They're considering it art. I'm going to go no. I would not let my kid do any of those things.
I've never seen that Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
What?
Derek, have you seen it?
He's a child.
No. But I'm familiar.
Familiar.
What's it about, like, in general? Like, what happens?
They sing some songs.
What's the next one?
What do you think happens on the Mickey Mouse?
I literally don't know. You guys just named a
why
bunch.
you rage bait him.
You guys just gave me a bunch of stars, and it sounds like great times. But I mean,
Was Hillary Duff Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? Or
I
no?
think she was Disney Channel.
seriously though, what happens in the show?
It was basically just like a talent show kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
like, basically.
And then, like, the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse then turned into, like, the Mouse Gatools show. But it was just Mickey. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, next.
All right. From the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse to LeBron. Why not? Do we care about LeBron's decision? In or out on LeBron continuing to drag his decision out?
I am out on the theatrics of it all. I get that that's kind of his brand. But I'm in on this only because I'm really selfishly for the storyline, for the plot, for the memes, hoping, I'm sorry you guys, that he goes to Philly. I think that would be so funny. I think that would be such good just media, the articles, the freakouts, all of it. Joel Embiid. I need him to go to Philly, so I'm in because of I hate that he's theatrical, but I'm in on the theatrics because it gives me something to talk about.
Philly's his best chance to win a championship, right?
Yes. And I just
By a
think that
large amount.
if they got rid of Jaylen Brown for a bunch of current middle schoolers and he gets to go win another championship and Joel Embiid all of a sudden wants to play and Tyrese Maxey is the balls and LeBron is there just doing LeBron stuff. Iconic, you guys.
Do you think he's made his decision already?
Yes.
Yeah.
And where do you think it is?
Golden State.
You think it's Golden State? I was going to say, I think maybe Miami.
I've heard Steve Kerr's told people it's Golden State. So, who knows?
That is the dumbest thing he could do to me, though. You know what I mean? Like, you're all just old. Why do you want
to? He has a better chance in Golden State than he does in Philly.
I don't think so. I think that the only reason that he would go to Golden State is because that they know they're too old to go anywhere and do anything, and at least that they can sell merchandise, make money, and hold hands together on the way out.
Give me Steph and LeBron over everyone on Philly still.
I disagree. I think that at least Philly has some youth and a little bit of get-up.
Sure, they have Maxey and Edgecombe. I'll give them that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't trust any of
Don't you love Jaylen Brown and trust him, Skaz?
No. The Celtics thought he was a negative player. I trust the Celtics. The company man, Joe.
I'm sorry. You, the more time I spend with you, are the most rage baitable person that I have ever met in my entire life.
That was my version of trying to rage bait Skaz.
I want to be on your side so badly because you are just so adorable. I feel maternal over you that even though I think you're older than me, you are the most rage baitable person that has ever breathed life in this studio.
Oh no, I don't know if that's a good or bad quality.
It's perfect. Never change. Okay, next.
All right, something we should all be experts on. We are getting a Hershey biopic, a biopic of Milton Hershey, starring Finn Wittrock and Alexandra Daddario. We are getting the love story behind the making of Hershey's chocolate this Thanksgiving in theaters. Are we in or out on a Milton Hershey biopic?
Who cares? Out.
I like chocolate.
Do you need a film about it? We have Willy Wonka, Skaz.
I like Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka. Johnny Depp, not so much.
On Alexandra Daddario.
Sure,
she's my celebrity crush.
Would.
You're talking about Garrett as your celebrity crush? Like she's my number one.
Respectfully.
Fish and Garrett, Alexandra Daddario. That's comparable.
In or out?
Also, you know what? I have nothing PG to say. I'm in. You know what? I might see it just because she's in it. What was the...
I liked her in Baywatch.
I was going to say, you know how I first discovered her? What crappy movie was she in with Dwayne The Rock Johnson in like 2015?
Wasn't that Baywatch?
No.
Well, he's in that too, right?
Oh my God, is he really?
Yeah.
It was like some end of the world.
No, apparently, San Andreas.
Yes, this guy is great, Paul. Did you Google that or did you pull
that's all Google right there.
Did you guys see that?
I can sleep good at night knowing I didn't have San Andreas.
What year did that come out?
2015.
I was gonna say, I think high school me was like, who is this girl? I'm in.
How old is she?
They were also in Baywatch together in 2017.
What? Can I ask a question? Something I am out on that you're not asking me if I'm in or out on. Why do movies all have the same cast right now? Like, I'm pretty sure that Tom Holland and Zendaya have spent the last 3 years with Robert Pattinson, and with the new Dune movie are going to continue to... Why is it all the same people?
For the three of them either.
Do you think...
I love them. Love all three of them.
I will always see him as Edward Cullen.
I think he's really good, though.
This is the skin of a killer, Bella. I will never see...
Were you Team Edward or is it Jacob?
Yeah,
Like me pretending I didn't know.
Okay, I did tell Leroy that I snuck an entire family-sized KFC meal into the movie theater for the last Twilight series because I did a marathon of the first one all the way through the premiere of the last one, so I snuck a bucket of KFC in to the movie theater. And I will say, because I know that my frontal lobe was developed from that decision, I was Team Edward, and I know that that was a good decision because I'm always going to pick the guy who can provide and all of those types of things over some guy with a motorcycle. I think that eventually your brain develops and you're like, yeah, let me pick the not bad boy. Does that make sense? Would you have been Team Edward or Team Jacob? Who would you want your daughter to date?
The vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Robert Pattinson's just handsomer, too. He's a better looking guy.
How did we get here? What was the original question?
Alexander Daddario Hershey movie.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm in on being out.
I'll say I'm in.
I don't care about Hershey's.
All right, let's head to the world of the Looney Tunes for this next one. The first teaser for a new Looney Tunes short film dropped called Daffy Season. The short follows Daffy, whose world turns into a nightmare after Elmer Fudd doesn't want to go hunting anymore and becomes too obsessed watching soccer instead of hunting. Are we in or out on a Looney Tunes short called Daffy Season?
I am out on us having to remake all of the same content and crap into new things. Can we be original and just come up with something new? So I'm out.
I'm out too.
I also think that I have Looney Tunes trauma because the only things that my dad would let me watch as a kid were sports or Looney Tunes. And I would always choose sports because I thought that the Looney Tunes were weird and scary and annoying.
Is that your origin story of how you became a big sports fan? Just anti-Looney Tunes?
Well, okay, if we're really getting deep here on the night show, I don't talk about my family or who I'm dating very often, but my brother was my dad's favorite, and I originally got into sports because I thought that it would make my dad like me more. Spoiler, it did not.
That's a very
that's fair though.
Easy train of thought for a kid to have. I think that makes sense.
But now I love my job and not my dad.
Put that on a bumper sticker.
Next.
All right. I'm not particularly a car person, but I would consider you a car person, Kendra Middleton. We got news that a car that has been in production for over 25 years was discontinued this week. The Nissan Altima will no longer be made. Are we in or out on the discontinuation of the Nissan Altima?
Good riddance. See ya. Every time I see a Nissan Altima, I'm like, I know that there is an old person that if they retook their driver's test right now would not pass it. Let me get around this before they inevitably brake check me because they can't see 5 feet in front of them. See ya. They have to pick a new car, and it's probably just going to be an old Cadillac, which will make them more identifiable.
I'm also out on this. Skaz, you, what's more old person, a Honda Civic or a Nissan Altima?
Nissan Altima all the way.
I would lean Altima on that situation.
Okay. I do have a Honda Civic, but I do acknowledge that it's an old person car.
Okay. Anything else?
Let's see.
Anything Dairy Queen?
I don't have anything Dairy Queen specific, Joe.
Why? Where did that come from?
Because we all, like, Joe and I talk Dairy Queen almost every day.
What'd you eat today?
Let's see. I woke up and I had a burrito bowl.
For breakfast?
Well, no, I mean, because we were on the night show and then I game until kind of late at night. I didn't have work today.
It's weird that you had a burrito bowl for brunch.
Well, yeah, I was up at like noon.
That's technically breakfast for you.
Yeah, so it's breakfast, but it's more my lunchtime.
That's what you crave in the morning?
If I get morning times, it's usually eggs and bacon of some sorts. But yeah, burrito bowl is usually
What does
my
bacon
go-to.
of some sorts mean?
Bacon, different types
It could be
of bacon.
turkey.
Yeah.
It could be pork.
I don't know.
hate
I like
the
a
word
chicken
pork.
sausage.
I hate the word pork.
You don't like pork?
Don't like pork. Don't like spatula.
You eat? You probably don't eat.
I eat pork. I
Oh,
don't
you
li-
do.
I don't like the word creamy.
Creamy.
Pork, spatula, and creamy. Out.
What do you do for breakfast?
Usually I have rice with cucumber salad. I fry eggs in sesame oil, and I have sriracha.
Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually.
Or I have paleo waffles with cottage cheese and honey. Those are my two breakfast options because I can eat them at my desk.
Both actually sound really good. I love waffles. What's a paleo?
It's almond flour.
Almond flour?
Yeah.
Do you notice a difference or not really?
Yeah, but I still think they're delicious.
They're delicious.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
That is going to wrap up a Thursday night edition of In or Out.
What do you eat for breakfast, Gaz?
I have toast and a banana about 6 days a week usually.
Carb loading, I like it.
Yeah, I'll mix in some eggs every once in a while, but 9 times out of 10, it's 2 slices of toast and a banana.
Okay. When we
And
come
black coffee. There you go. That's the order.
Black coffee right now, 9 p.m. That's me. All right, when we come back, Skaz and I want to talk about some World Cup things that we chat about before we got on the show. If you want to call us, I will get to your calls first when we come back before we get to World Cup. I see you guys on the line. I will get to you momentarily. If you want to get in on the show, anything you want, 617-779-0985 is the number. It's Kendra Middleton filling in for Joe Murray.
Sports Hub headlines.
All right. The Bruins announced their season opener September 29th will be at home against the New York Rangers. They also announced that they will retire Patrice Bergeron's jersey December 1st against the Colorado Avalanche. And as you just heard, LeBron James refusing to comment on his next move. Who knows where he will be? I hope that it is Philadelphia. Skaz hopes it's the Golden State Warriors. The Boston Legacy played the Orlando Pride yesterday. They were victorious 1-0. They are back on the pitch Sunday to take on the Washington Spirit. And your Celtics, Summer League winners, 82-76 over the Kings last night. Hugo Gonzalez leading the way with 24 points. Sports Up Headlines were brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Watch the world's biggest matchups with 98.5 The Sports Hub. Details at 98.5thesportshub.com. Presented by Michelob Ultra, the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 2026. I'm Kendra Middleton. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub, Boston Home for Sports, and your next update is around 9 p.m.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Clogged drain never happens at a good time. John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, with locations in Woburn and Norwood, and a team of over 75 technicians on the road daily, will fix your drain fast. John Sewer and Drain Cleaning, same day and 24/7 service. Visit johnsewer.com.
We get the job done.
This summer, get big savings at Bernardi.
Come celebrate summer at Audi Natick with huge savings and selection. Lisa Brand.
If you want to get in on the show, I will take your calls on any and everything. 617-779-0985. Let's go to the phones. Johnny in Rentham wants to talk fantasy football and dog tricks. Hello, Johnny. How are we?
How are we doing tonight, Kendra?
I am great. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal now that I got you on the line. First off, the takes on all the movies, 100% agree. They picked 3 actors for like 10 years and they never switch them. The second shout out is actually more about these dog shows. I'm going to have them follow you. She is working at the Roger Williams Zoo right now. It's the Canine Conservation's dog show. They do like crazy tricks and they're all like border collie breeds, like your boy Jackson.
Okay.
So I am kind of just giving her promo out. I'm with her now. She's been traveling the world. She's young. I want to get as many people as I can in the exposure to this dog show because what these dogs do are insane.
Okay.
Like flips, all the crazy stuff you've ever seen. I got another friend that's on the dunk team for the Celtics here. It's going to follow you, too, for more exposure. But that's it. I know you love dogs. I figured, hey, what better way than go check it out. Go check the show out.
Thanks for the call, Johnny in Rentham. Appreciate it. I do love dogs. Have you guys ever seen, I think the NBA does some of this, but there are halftime shows where the dogs will like jump rope and stuff. Have you seen this? That's so impressive.
Yeah, I'm in on that. Or like at the football games, they throw the frisbee the entire length of the field. Yeah, I mean, give me Red Panda every day of the week.
Same.
But I'll take a dog every once in a while.
Jackson would never because he's a coward. I love him though. He actually has really bad Grinch toes right now, and he's going to the groomer tomorrow. And thank God, because when he walks, they like flip back, and it kind of looks like he has socks on.
He gets so dirty too. Yeah.
He doesn't, which is crazy because we walk so much. I know he's watching me on the TV right now, so
boy.
I should probably say WALK instead. Do you think he gets confused when he hears my voice but can't see me?
At this point, he's probably used to it, but I would imagine a young Jackson, it was definitely tough at times to understand where my mother is.
I know. I'm in between is it comforting or confusing for him? All right, let's go to Big Joe's boy in Westboro. Hello?
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 Hey, how's it going? This is Rog. I'm with my brother's soccer here.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. What do you have for us?
We just, big Celtics watchers, and, just wanted to talk a little bit about how we're looking right now as a young team, because my brother and I were one of the few people who, when the trade came out, we weren't immediately, like 1,000,000% pissed, We were actually, okay, Paul George, we always liked him for a while, and certain aspects of Jaylen Brown we weren't the biggest fans of, so we're just happy to see young guys will get more of a chance to prove themselves and stuff this year. So, yeah, just want to hear some of your thoughts, too, of how, now that it's been a couple of weeks, what the feelings are like regarding this team.
By young guys, do you mean the current middle schoolers that they will get in the draft eventually?
I mean, the guys from this year look great. My brother here, he got to see Dylan Mitchell last year in college when he was playing for St. John's. And he didn't do much, apparently, but he looks spectacular now, so we're pretty excited to see him.
All right, I'll take it. I appreciate the call. I like the positivity. I do. I've said this time and time again, and Skaz, I think you agree with me. I think that they're going to be fine in the regular season. I just don't think once they get to the postseason, they are competitive enough with the roster, whether currently constructed or whatever is still available for them to add, which probably isn't going to be much, that they will be able to be competitive.
I think they should be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Whoa.
I think that's the bar. They're better than last year. It's not even close. They have a much better roster than last year.
I just don't. I think they'll be fine in the regular season, but the East is too powerful.
Who in the East am I supposed to be afraid of?
I think even without, let's say LeBron in my fantasy about the Sixers is not real. I think that the Sixers can beat you. I think the Knicks can beat you.
The Knicks absolutely are a very good
Cleveland.
team. Cleveland does not scare me at all. And the 76ers are predicted by every book to win 4 games less than you. So I think I'm with them. I think the Celtics are better than the 76ers.
That's crazy to me.
We'll find out.
In the current NBA, you need at least a big 2, if not a big 3, and I lean the big 3. You have a big 1.
Paul George was better than Jaylen Brown in the playoffs last year. Why can't that happen again?
39?
Yep.
You have a 40-year-old man.
You got 2 guys that are older than the head coach, I believe, on the roster.
That's insane.
And I think they'll be better than Philly.
All right, let's go to Robert in Boston. Hello, Robert.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Good, how are you?
Not bad. I just had an Aussie story that goes back to 1977 where I think he may have saved my life.
Okay.
So, the Orpheum in downtown Boston by the Park Street Station?
No.
Well, in any event, it's an old movie house.
Okay.
And Black Sabbath was playing there in 77. And I've always been a long-haired, biky leather type guy, and that's how I dressed back then. So me and my three buddies, we had 4 front row center balcony seats, and that balcony's pretty high. So we go to the concert, and of course we pre-gamed. I mean, we were wrecked.
What'd you
The show
pre-game with?
starts. Well, to be honest, back in the day, we were drinking, of course, smoked weed, and then we also smoked this stuff called rocket fuel.
Oh, so you were
It was-
crossfade. You weren't you were crossfaded, but with rocket fuel. What is rocket fuel? What does it do to you?
Rocket fuel is a combination of parsley flakes, horse tranquilizer, and embalming fluid.
Hell yeah.
So it's PCP.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you were crossfaded on PCP at Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I would
the main
also need my
idea.
life saved, but continue.
So we're in the front row center balcony. The Sabs comes on, and so they play a couple of jams, and then Ozzy says, "We're going to slow it down a little bit," and so everybody sits down except for one asshole. That would be me. Hello?
Yeah, we're still here. We're still listening.
Oh! I
Don't
thought-
worry, Robert.
yeah,
We are
lost it.
all locked in.
Yeah, so I was the one guy, as if you couldn't have guessed. So they're all yelling, "Sit down, idiot," or whatever. Sorry about swearing. And, and I'm like, F you guys. And security shows up at both ends of the aisle. And they're shining the lights on me saying, get over here. And I'm flipping them off saying, come and get me, you MFers. And so they're looking at each other. You going to go? No, I'm not going. That guy's nuts. We're going to go over the side. And all of a sudden I hear, you've got to sit down, you'll fall. And I'm like, huh? And I turn around. Ozzy had stopped the show. He's pointing right at me. He says again, you've got to sit down, you'll fall. And I was like, yes, my Oz. And I sat down. I was a good boy the rest of the show, and they didn't even kick me out.
Robert, this was the best call I've ever experienced at this station. Thank you so much for calling in. I have to know, how did you consider did you guys hang up on him or did he hang up? You hung up? Skaz. Okay, no. I need to how did he call us to talk about Ozzy Osbourne? And what's the beer,
You've got to sit down, you'll fall.
The PCP pipeline is crazy. How do you think who figured out to put parsley and horse tranquilizer together?
You've got to sit down, you'll fall.
Okay. All right. We've got to hit a quick break. When we come back, in honor of that guy's call, can we please play the audio from McCarthy earlier from English radio reacting to the World Cup yesterday and actually talk about the World Cup like I wanted to hear before we got this call, but I had to let my man cook. I don't know how we got here, but that was awesome. Okay, if you want to call in about your PCP near-death Ozzy Osbourne experience with no prompt, 617-779-0985 is the number. I will take your call on anything. It is Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray.
Bring on Rashford. Bring on Saka. And if they score, they score. But at least we're going to go down fighting. At least we're going to go down with some pride. We fell out of the World Cup in disgrace because of him. Because of him. And we brought him in for this job. This is what we brought him in for. And it's the same old England. Same old crap. Same old guff that I have to watch every tournament that we're in. And it's the manager's tucked us up again. Tucked us up.
I don't.
I can't believe it, Jace.
Well, no.
Jace, I can't believe it.
No,
It's a disgrace.
I
He should be sacked. Get him out. Gone.
I totally agree.
If you're watching on YouTube, I had to take my sweatshirt off because I was laughing too hard from our Ozzy Osbourne call, and you might have to hear me cough in a second because I think I'm having an asthma attack also from laughing so hard. All-time call. And the fact that he was serious and that was not a bit was incredible. Absolutely You can't write something like that. Like, even if you were trying to fake that, that is just so real. I was hoping that we would have a call of someone who was at the same concert who was like, I remember that guy.
You've got to sit down, your fool.
Which reminded me, all-time poll, if you were not listening to Felger and Maz earlier, all-time poll from McCarthy on tuning in yesterday to radio over in England, reacting to the loss yesterday against Argentina, where they just absolutely tried to play prevent defense way too early, made bad subs, confusing subs, and just absolutely choked it away and deserved to lose that game. But that caller reminded me of that audio, and I just could listen to that for the rest of eternity.
Would you like some more, Kendra?
Please, Skaz.
Good evening. Welcome to the World Cup Game Day Sports Bar. I'm Jamie O'Hara, alongside me, Jayson Tatum. Heartbreak. We're crestfallen here, guys. Crestfallen. England out of the World Cup against Argentina. Go 1-0 up. How you saying it, guys? It's going to be a long night. We know it. It's going to be a rough one.
I think
music
that
is so
I was
funny.
gonna say the 80s porn music in the back is just makes it so much funnier. But you know what makes it? There are two things that make it even funnier on top of that. One, I don't know if other places or other cultures or whatever find this the same way. I don't know if it's just accents in general or specifically the English accent. And whenever something like that is going on, their accent makes it even funnier. Like, the way that they just complain about things sounds so much more hysterical with the accent. But the other thing here is, if you play further into the original audio, they just start fighting with each other, which is so funny because they're just mad and they can't be mad at each other, but they're just mad and need to be mad
Same
at...
old guff. I have to watch every tournament that we're in. And it's the manager's tucked us up again. Tucked us up.
I don't.
I can't believe it, Jace.
Well, no.
Jace, I can't believe it.
No,
It's a disgrace.
I
He should be sacked. Get him out. Gone.
I totally agree.
It's so much funnier with the accent. It kind of just, it reminds me of when Zolak gets really pissed at the Patriots and he just comes in here and screams and gets mad and doesn't have anybody to be mad at. So he just like kind of gets mad and then Bertrand just kind of sits there and laughs. But the way that they just start kind of going at each other is so good. I am sweating from laughing, you guys. I am so hot. I'm going to have to turn this fan on. I cannot stop laughing about that call. And now these two are just piling on top of it. But you know what's going to be even better? And I would like to thank Matt McCarthy for reminding me to tune in to the radio after the game on Saturday. Because for those of you who don't know, we do get a third place match on Saturday. I believe, is it 3 or 5 p.m.? I'm not sure which one. But sometimes players go out there and play. Sometimes they don't care. The best part about this is I think that this is going to be a good game because Mbappe and Harry Kane both are still eligible to win the Golden Boot. So they're going to go out there and they're going to play and they're going to care. And can you imagine if England chokes again and loses this game when they're trying? Or, you know what's going to be even funnier? Imagine they go out there and look like a world-class team that we know that they are capable of, and they kick the crap out of a France team that's actually trying. How annoyed they're going to be.
Nothing. I can't believe you said
That's coaching 101, right? We ain't coaches. We know football. He's the top level England manager, and the whole nation can see that we were camped in, and everyone's screaming, "Make a sub, give us an out."
I don't get it, Jay. I don't get it. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't understand how he couldn't see what we were seeing.
Do you guys remember? I want to say that this might be so niche, and maybe the old guys out there. Was it David Gilmour and Mark Knopfler who did like a comedy sketch together back like maybe the mid 90s that blew up? And I think that it was those two. It reminds me of that sketch that they did about the parrot. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely, I feel like. It's ringing some bell.
Please, some old guy out there confirm that it was David Gilmour and Mark Knopfler that did this. I need you to find someone, interns, Street Team Joe, please find the parrot sketch that they did because it reminds me so much of that. Just, you could not script this any better.
I mean, tell me this is not Scott Zolak during the Mac Jones Patriots.
I just don't get it. I don't understand how he couldn't see what we were seeing.
It's so good. I think what makes it even funnier is that they got rid of Southgate for doing this exact same thing.
Literally parking the bus.
And hired him to do the exact opposite. And he brought on Rashford way too late. When
94th minute.
When we know what it's not like he's Manchester United Marcus Rashford anymore, okay? Like, we know what he's capable of. He knows his role on this team. And you could have brought Saka on and just absolutely continued to play the way that you did in the first half. And instead you played prevent defense, did the same thing that you always did. I would be so mad. I would be so annoyed, Skaz. It's perfect. It's amazing. It's incredible. You cannot write or make these things up. Okay, let's go to Paul on the phone who wants to talk about the World Cup. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Kendra and Alexa.
How are you?
Listen, how are ya? Listen, I want to tell you right now. I wish the boys from Argentina, 4 of them play in England. I wish them a good plane ride back because they're going to get booed out of hell because not even Holland did well against England because that's where he makes his living. But I want to tell you right now, listen, my dear, you are a gambling girl. You are a precise perfected. I mean, I can get numbers from my brother-in-laws that run circuit. But I'm telling you right now, these games, when these players are employed by the country they play in, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. For 2 reasons. Right now, you're going to see Barcelona, 4, 5, 6 guys for Spain. I don't think Argentina has a chance. That's my opinion. Take your gambling world and take your money and put it in your pocket. I'm going to tell you right now. England got their chocolate chips in their drawers. Like I was saying, they made their own bed. It's a shame. It's a shame. I was trying to predict 1966 till now, but that's okay. No big deal. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a shame that England did not win this game. The factor is that money-wise, it was a shame. The country-wise, it was a shame. You know who was happy about all this? The Scots. When I was with the Scots, you know what they told me? Anybody but England. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it is. As far as the lingo, well, guess what? You can go to England and you can go in town or outside of London. You can hear the Footstep Mafia English. You can hear the whatever you want to call it. The lingo is unbelievable. You can't understand them. I've been in England. My daughter did 1 year there in college. And I'm going to tell you, you can't understand the English in England, especially when you move away from London. It's unbelievable. If you go to, I am telling you, when you go to Brockton or you go to Boston or you go to Southie, the lingo, the dialect is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Kendra?
Wait, Paul, I have one question.
Go ahead. Speak to me, dear.
How many beers have you had this evening?
I'm all done with Drew Bledsoe wine. I'm all done.
Okay. All right. Hell yeah. Thanks for the call, Paul. I really appreciate it.
What the hell was that?
Let's go to break. I'm going to cry. If you want to give us a call, 617-779-SCAS. Go to break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Lobster Lovers Weekend is back at the 99 Restaurant this Friday through Sunday. Order their famous colossal or hot buttered lobster roll and get a free 3-course meal upgrade. This week only. You gotta love the Nines.
If you're using chat to research replacement windows and doors, forget the prompts. Look up Window Nation. Right now, you can get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down, 0 interest, and no payments for 2 years. Get a free quote at windownation.com. Do it today. Window Nation, they're the real deal.
I'll come back up for you.
At Amica Insurance, we know you'll always find ways to look out for the people you love. And with Amica Life Insurance, we'll help build a plan to make sure you always can. We're here to help protect the life you've built.
Really?
Amica. Empathy is our best policy. Visit amica.com and get a quote today.
In the market for a new appliance? Doyon's Appliance in Reading, Gloucester, Bedford, and North Andover should be your destination. Doyon's carries all the major brand name appliances at a price you're looking for. Their sales staff is trained by the manufacturers, and most have come up through the ranks. Doyon's staff knows what it takes to get the job done. Don't waste your time with companies that pretend to be in the appliance business. Go to the experts at Doyon's and get the answers to your questions right the first time. You can shop Doyon's Appliance online at doyonsappliance.com.
Advertising made simple. Your brand gets a streamlined, results-driven strategy that combines radio, streaming audio, and targeted digital solutions. No juggling vendors, no complicated setups. We handle everything, making sure your message reaches the audiences that matter most. Big reach, smart targeting, no hassle, one plan, every platform. Your message everywhere it matters. Multi-platform advertising without the complexity. Visit 985thesportshub.com/advertise.
Hey, it's Ryan Williams with 128 Plumbing, Heat, and Cooling and Electric. And at 128, we are proud to still be local and founder-owned, serving Massachusetts homeowners with the kind of care you only get from the hometown team. And as we keep growing, we're always looking for hardworking people, looking for a career built to last. Whether you need trusted service at home or you're looking for the next opportunity, 128 is here for the community that we call home. Learn more now at call128.com.
Joint pain is awful when you're the one fighting through it. But I'm betting that you aren't the only one that's affected by it. Maybe you love someone with joint pain. You see what they don't say, what they've slowly stopped doing. It's July. Time to be outside, moving around, going to cookouts, playing, living, doing what you do, not sitting it out. Hey, it's Zoe, and let's talk about getting that old life back. At QC Kinetics here in the Boston area, that's what happens every day to people. People who were stuck in that cycle of hip, knee, shoulder, and back pain, that they are finally moving past it with regenerative treatments. Done right here in the Weymouth and Lowell clinics by Dr. Tupper and the QC Kinetics medical team. No surgery, long recovery, or putting life on hold. Just real relief. The inflammation eases, and bye-bye pain. We hear it all the time. Not just from patients, but the people around them. He's back, or she's herself again. Look, if this sounds like you or somebody that you love, go find out what's possible. QC Kinetics offers a free consultation. You got nothing to lose, so see if you're even a candidate. Call today, 617-644-PAIN. That's 617-644-PAIN. The number, 617-644-7246.
For the best deal on any name brand tire, get to Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest price and the most free services, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. And you know, I mean nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
It's Beetle from my Ram dealer, 495 Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Lowell. Right now, during the Make This the Summer sales event, save up to $18,000 on new Ram 1500 Bighorn, Laramie, and limited models, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Visit 495ram.com.
With energy prices all over the map, make the switch to propane. Bursar Gas and Oil has kept propane prices steady all winter long. Visit bursargasanoil.com today. Bursar delivers what others promise.
Everybody knows Joe.
Just keeps getting better.
Chocolate chips in their drawers. They made their own bed. It's a shame. It's a shame. I was trying to predict 1966 till now, but that's okay. No big deal. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's a shame that England did not win this game. The factor is that money-wise, it was a shame. The country-wise, it was a shame. You know who's happy about all this? The Scots.
Wait, Paul, I have one question.
Go ahead, speak to me, dear.
How many beers have you had this evening?
I'm all done with Drew Bledsoe wine. I'm all done.
Okay. All right. Kendra Middleton here with you until 10 o'clock. I had to ask Gaz to go to break there. I was losing my mind. I love you guys. The calls tonight, unexpected, but appreciated. If you want to get on the show, like I said, we'll take anything and everything you want, whether it's Ozzy Osbourne, chocolate chips in your pants, I don't care. 617-779-0985 is the phone number. But now it is time for us to muse. Joe Murray is not here, but we must continue. My heart must go on. It must go on. It's time to muse. Yeah, okay. We also have a little game that we want to play here as well, because Street Team Joe is, not only is he rage baitable, but he is not up to date on some of the sayings that I think 7th grade boys are into. So we've got some questions for him, but I want to start out with my musing. And I am going to muse. We've been talking about my pet spider this evening. Her name is Devin Lloyd. I call her Lloyd. Spiders of her breed she's a jumping spider, are only supposed to live for about 8 to 9 months, but she is about to turn a year old. And she is molting, and I'm nervous that it might kill her because she's older and it's harder for them. So I'm trying to do all the things. I'm trying to keep her moisturized so that she can shed her skin easier. But I'm sad that my bestie might not be doing so hot in a couple of days. So that is my musing for today. Other than the fact that Skaz and I both read on the internet, we read different numbers, that the air quality outside today, he read smoking 10 cigarettes. I read smoking 6 cigarettes would be what the equivalent of breathing the air in outside would be today. And I just have to say, I don't want to not consensually smoke cigarettes. I only smoke cigs on vacation because drunk cigs don't count, and neither do European cigarettes because they don't have rat poison in them. So if I'm going to smoke cigarettes, they must be of the European variety. So I'm upset that is not by choice. And now I feel like I can't smoke as many cigarettes when I'm in Europe next week as I would like to for that reason. So that's what I'm musing about. Skaz, anything to muse about?
Let's see. What do I want to muse about?
Other than the sports calendar sucking right now?
Yeah, the sports calendar's pretty brutal. I think
having an asthma attack from laughing.
I enjoyed that very much. The World Cup should... All right, we talked a little bit about the third place game. Should the goals in the third place game count towards the Golden Boot?
I think yes, because what if whoever was playing in... I don't think that would be the case, but let's say that like the two teams playing in the championship game pretty equally spread the scoring out. Why not? You know? I don't see why not.
I'm just
It makes it interesting. It makes them fight for it. Could you imagine if Harry Kane or Mbappe weren't in this race? This would be stupid and it would suck, but instead we're going to get more content from English radio.
With every money grab in sports possible and every avenue explored, do you think there was ever a time where we see like the losers of the AFC and NFC championship game play for like a third place in the NFL?
No, because it's a contact sport and they're already going to add more games. I would say maybe in another situation, but just because it's a contact sport, no. I also realized something else that I would like to muse about. I've never had Drew Bledsoe wine, and I would now really like to.
It sounds good.
Whatever that guy was on, whether it's parsley and PCP or Drew Bledsoe wine, in.
You've got to sit down, you fool!
It's been an interesting night.
Do you think that guy also had Drew Bledsoe wine tonight?
I would not rule it out. I would certainly not rule it out.
Okay. Street Team Joe is on the phone. But for those of you who were not here last night, we got into some conversations about the Battle of the Buns from fast food, or what would you call Texas Roadhouse, Skaz? Is it elevated fast food, fast casual?
I think that's a restaurant.
Fast casual?
Yeah, I would even put them in like a tier above. Like fast casual to me is like Five Guys. I think the Roadhouse is a step above that.
Is it an acceptable date night?
Oof. I think for the most part, yes.
Okay.
Who am I to gatekeep?
Okay, so we were talking about the Battle of the Buns from adjacent restaurants like Olive Garden Breadsticks or the buns from Texas Roadhouse last night, and one of our lovely YouTube chatters mentioned truffle butter. And if you know what that is, outside of not actually the food kind, you know where this conversation led when Street Team Joe and intern Riley did not know what this meant. Skaz and I had another saying this evening that he said that I could only say after 9 p.m., and Ryan Garvin won't let me say it. So Skaz is currently my favorite producer here right now because he said I could say it after 9 p.m. But Street Team Joe did not know what this meant, which led to Skaz and I coming up with a list of potential phrases that him and Derek might not know. Skaz, how many do you have? Because I only have the one. I could not find any other PG-ish options.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem I'm running into, as well as innuendo is loosely allowed, I would guess, but you got to tiptoe that line. I have one or two I'm confident in.
Okay. Is he on the phone with someone important?
I mean, it depends on your definition of important.
Who?
It's Justin from Lynn.
Oh,
I don't know what.
Should I take? I'll take Justin's call.
Yeah, I mean he's been talking to Street Team Joe.
Okay,
for a
let's
couple
talk.
minutes
Let's
now.
take Justin's call. Can we? You got to make it ready for me to be able to click. All right, Justin, what's up?
So, Kendra, what I wanted to talk about is where the Red Sox are as far as where you think they can go over the last 10-game stretch.
Okay, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Thanks for holding. I think that what I was listening to the midday show today, and I think now the Red Sox are projected to make the postseason. Did he ask what I think of their next 10 games or their final 10 games?
I think next 10 games.
Next 10, all tough games, all in division. This is going to make or break the Red Sox. If they are above 500 through this stretch, I'll buy in on them. If they go 5-5, I'll take it. I know a lot of people here around the studio have said that they will not take that and they will not believe in them unless they go over 500. But I would take that. I think that's good. After a break in division, tough games, I'll take it. Anything to force them to be buyers and not sellers and to get the crowd and the fans around here back into baseball and give us something exciting, I'll take it. That's where I'm at. Okay, Street Team Joe, are you ready? Okay, so the phrase that Ryan Garvin will not let me say on Saturday mornings, but Skaz will let me say right now.
I don't like how much is being put on me here, but I'll take it.
Is mushroom stamp.
Can confirm I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you had to guess.
Mushroom stamp.
All right, well, let's take it easy here.
Is it like a tramp stamp? Like a tattoo above the butt?
No.
Taking mushrooms?
Nope. Would you like to tell him off the air, Skaz, what that means? Would you like to mute yourself quickly? There we go. I'm watching Skaz explain to Street Team Joe and our intern Derek what this means. Okay. Was that what you were expecting?
Why is it called that?
Are you serious?
Well, I mean,
it makes a lot of sense. Skaz, what other options did you come up with? I think all 13-year-old boys know what that means, Joe.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
your friends are about to bully you in your group chat.
I always tell Joe and Skaz when I'm out. I've had my cope is I've had Lyme disease so I'm like 10 years behind my time. So I'm really 19. I'm not 29.
Well, in COVID years, I think I'm 25.
Yeah, so I think if you add in COVID years, I'm 16. So
okay, Skaz, what did you come up with?
I went to the internet because I wanted
the World
to,
Wide Web, as one does.
Yeah, to make sure. And I stumbled upon an article from Men's Health, as one does, and it has 18 sex slang words you've been too embarrassed to ask about.
Okay, let's do this.
Some of them I don't feel comfortable saying.
That's fine.
Some it's 9:30 on a Thursday. Aftercare, I think we're pretty familiar with.
Joe. Oh no.
Boy.
No, are you serious?
Not a clue.
I am going to pity your girlfriend real bad right now.
Got to get one first.
Taking care of her?
He does have.
No, I know.
It's yes. Afterwards,
Sure.
So, all right. Well, I mean, we don't need to put a name on it, do we?
Yes. If you're a decent.
Just could be being a gentleman.
No, that is bare minimum.
Being a gentleman.
Oh God. All right, Skaz. What's next? I am.
You've heard of a spoofing before, but have you heard of boofing?
Yes. You guys don't know what this is?
No idea.
Not even when you're going to jail?
No. Well, give it to me in a sentence.
All right, let's say you know a guy in jail who wants something, and you're on the outside. You're going to purposely get arrested. How are you going to get it into him?
It's not just an exit. All right, we move on.
I don't know if I like this segment. I feel like I'm just being exposed, and I don't.
This is educational.
The chat is at the all-time highest numbers, of course.
Let's see here. What can I say? This one I can offer you no details on. A pearl necklace.
Yes. Not just a fashion accessory.
Derek, do you know what a pearl
Are you guys, do you, Joe?
No, not a clue.
All right, once again, mute him, tell him, and bring him back, please. Oh, my goodness. This is for 13-year-old boys. How do you guys not know this? It's first grade SpongeBob.
Why do these things have sayings? Why can't we just discuss it as it is?
Hey, really? You don't know why we can't discuss it as it is?
Well, I mean, I don't think a pearl necklace sounds like appropriate either, does it?
I mean, it's a gift many people receive on birthdays and holidays, anniversaries even.
Both, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a beautiful gift. All right, now.
I'll stop there.
Okay.
That feels like a safe place.
Yeah.
Fetching is something you do with your dog. There's another word close to that if people have been interested in this segment, I would say look up on your own time. And that's all I'll say about that.
This is the one you're losing me.
Yeah. You don't know what fetching is?
I feel like it has to. Does it rhyme?
Yeah. I'll put it in a Slack. Maybe we can get a live react.
Okay. All right. I really said that I would take your calls on anything and everything, and this is where. Oh wow. I definitely did not know this one. Don't Google this on a work computer or. Just, all right. We are beyond educational at this point. 617-779-0985 is the number. I don't know what we're going to get into after this break, but we'll be back. It's Kendra Middleton in for Joe Murray.
Sports.
I asked Gaz what we should do here because I had one thing left planned to talk about this evening, and that was the evolution that is Caitlin Clark, but it feels insane to follow up what just happened with WNBA talk. However, I'm going to do it anyway. Street Team Joe is in here. I have to say that I love Caitlin Clark. I think she's been good for the state of the WNBA. I think she's been good for women's basketball. I think the rivalry between I think it's a fake rivalry now between her and Angel Reese has been good for the sport, good for the storyline, good for the growth of the league. However, I do understand that early in her career, a lot of these girls were bullying her for whatever reason you want to say, whether you think that it's just the WNBA being tough and playing tough or people actually bullying her for being the face of the league, even though she had never even played a second in the league prior to her. I mean, she was such a star before she even got to the WNBA. And these girls really kind of laid into her. I think they bullied her in ways. But I think because of that, she has turned herself. If you haven't seen the clip from last night of her arguing with a ref for a foul that I don't think was a foul, to be honest. If you haven't seen the clip, please go look it up. And she's beloved, and there's not a whole lot else going on. So we're going to talk WNBA here because I consume the WNBA. And I love the W. But I think that she's accidentally turned herself into a victim because she was bullied really hard, which is how we saw the kind of resurrection of Sophie Cunningham after sticking up for her for people bullying her. I think that she now thinks that anytime anyone lays a finger on her, it's a foul and that she's being bullied, and she argues for this, and it makes her look not as good as I would like her to at times. I think that she does need to toughen up in the sense that she toughened up in her rookie year when she was welcomed to the WNBA. And there aren't a whole lot of instances in sports that I can personally think of when I finally was annoyed with someone that I loved in a you're better than that type of way in sports. There's very few examples I can think of with this. And I do think a lot of the girls bullied her for a little while, and some of the calls that she deserved didn't go in her favor, but I feel like because she argued for them, she now continues to, because she feels like she can when there's a lot of these instances as of late that are questionable at best. And the only two examples, there's three examples that I could think of when kind of trying to compare this golden child to, I don't want to say hatred or dislike pipeline, because I don't think people hate her and I don't think people dislike her yet. I think people just are kind of soured on her for the first time. One of the main examples I can think of, Patrick Mahomes was the golden boy for a long time. And I think we saw something happen similarly with him now that he argues with refs for calls and often does get calls when he doesn't deserve them. That is one example I thought of. Another was LeBron being the golden child and eventually starting to flop and want calls. And the third that I thought of was Serena Williams during the 2018 US Open and her dispute with the umpire when she threw her racket and started screaming. I have been the biggest Serena fan, apologist, just lover for the entirety of her career. But like Caitlin, last night was the first time that I got that kind of sour ick taste in my mouth. And I just don't want her to become this person, because I think that she's been so good for women's sports. I think she's been so good for the WNBA. I think she's been so good for a lot of young girls. And she's even got the men watching the women's league. And I don't want her reputation tarnished. And you can tell me if I'm completely out of bounds here, boys, but I just want to see her toughen up.
Yeah, if anything, I think you're being too easy on the WNBA. I think the WNBA has handled Caitlin Clark about as poorly as any professional organization has ever handled any valuable asset. Out of sports, in of sports. I can't think of a professional league that has worse leadership than Kathy Engelbert. I think she's a terrible commissioner. I think you see it, Dan Patrick obviously had his thing with her, but that's, a minute thing compared to just the and people complain about the NHL and the boys club, but the WNBA has shown us front facing that it's a girls club. I think that's probably a harsh criticism, but they want to be considered one of the big leagues. They want to be taken seriously. They have a girls club in the front office, in the commissioner, whatever it is, however it operates there. And I think the way they've handled Caitlin Clark is frankly embarrassing. I mean, LeBron, Patrick Mahomes, whoever you want to compare it to, they were never bigger than the league they stepped into. Caitlin Clark was bigger than the WNBA when she stepped into it, and they didn't protect her. They didn't do anything. If anything, they alienated her. They pitted, other women in the league against her, veterans. Certainly didn't galvanize themselves around her. Whether, part of that was Caitlin Clark's fault or not, it's the league's job to kind of protect their assets and, protect themselves. And I think they've basically screwed the pooch at every single angle. And I think Caitlin Clark should be furious at the ref, should be furious at the WNBA. And if I was her, I'd be thinking about starting my own league at some point.
I agree. And you know who else she should be mad at? Adam Silver. He came out today and he said that Caitlin Clark has become a bit of a political football in this country. He said that the recent officiating stories about her are not about the ref issues. He said the WNBA needs to improve its officiating, and he quote said, "I don't think that it's fair to her." She should be mad at him because, okay, Adam Silver, you feel that way, but why are you not allowing your refs to ref the WNBA then? If you think that it's bad refereeing and that they're doing her a disservice, why are you not allowing your employees to ref the WNBA? I don't understand. How is that fair?
He should be the last one commenting on this in the referees.
Which I think is kind of crazy because I would say probably 5-6 years ago, we would have said that he was the best commissioner in sports, and how the tables have turned on him. We're at a point now where I don't know how you fix the WNBA because so many people were so bought in on it between her and Paige Beckers and Asia Wilson. And now I feel like they're losing fans very quickly because of the management of not just Caitlin Clark, but the entirety of the league. I don't think you're letting your stars shine. And you're not just doing Caitlin Clark a disservice. You're doing the women of this league a disservice and the future women of this league a disservice. And I don't know how you fix it.
Remember when she sold out the Garden? Like, you couldn't even get tickets to see her play in the Garden. It was packed.
We aired the game on 98.5.
Yeah.
Like, she's an icon. And, yeah, I get the frustration on both sides. I do like what she's bringing to the game. But, yeah, they've fumbled this.
I also think that they're alienating such a giant piece of their audience by letting the Connecticut team move to Houston because Boston is a basketball town. New England is a basketball region. Like, this is such a basketball focused area of the country. And now you're not going to have any access to consume the WNBA from all of New England. The closest team we're going to have is the Liberty. Like, we're going to have the Liberty and that's it. That's going to be our local team. And do you think any Bostonian is going to jump on supporting the Liberty? No, absolutely not. They're going to say, I can't go to a game. There's not going to be a game at TD Garden anymore. I can't go watch Caitlin Clark play the Connecticut Suns. I'm not going to care anymore. I'm not going to consume it. I'm going to go to Cape Cod with my summer now. That's going to be how this goes. And it's sad because there was such a craving for it, but it's tough when it's in Connecticut. It's not in a convenient place for people to get to. And I get that the people of Connecticut love basketball because they love UConn. But it's the same thing as living down south. You don't live in Connecticut forever. After you graduate from UConn or whatever school you go to around here, you move to Boston or you move to New York. And all the people that move to Boston or the surrounding suburbs have no women's team to cheer for or support now. And they could have had a team in Boston, and now you're alienating a massive piece of the country. And it's frustrating. So it's tough to sit here and kind of be soured on Caitlin Clark. I do agree that it's been a lot of mismanagement of her talent and her stardom from the league. But I don't know if she's doing this because she's frustrated or she still feels like she's in that mentality of being bullied from the beginning of her rookie year or what have you. But something's got to give. And I don't know how you fix it. But I don't want this momentum of what we've had in women's sports fall because they don't know how to manage a star.
Isn't it kind of weird, too, like how great the women's college basketball landscape is and how like good of a product that is, and then it almost, when they move on to the WNBA, it's kind of like a huge step down, like in terms of how they're like publicizing it, how they're handling the stars. Like when Caitlin Clark was in college, like that was insane.
Well, let me ask you this, boys. There's 3 boys in here, and I know what I'm more likely to consume. Are you guys more likely to consume the women's tournament in March Madness or a WNBA game during the summer?
I think March Madness.
March Madness.
Derek, same for you? Yeah, so that's a good point by you, is the stardom, and maybe it's just because it's March Madness and everyone's so addicted to college basketball for a month that by the time the first round of the men's tournament is over and you're just fiending for something to be on, is that why you flick on those games, or is it because you're actually interested?
I thought the finals was like excellent,
yes.
High level, like extremely high level basketball. Even like the Final Four was, I think it's just a great product, and you know, they're especially with the upset too of UConn this year, and I just feel like it's like the translation is missing a little bit from giving that high competitive ultra talent product, translating it into the WNBA.
I think that women's college basketball is best when South Carolina's good, LSU is good, UConn's good, and it's competitive and it's fun, and it's really just kind of tough to watch the mismanagement of these women when they move on, because there was so much momentum for the WNBA when Caitlin Clark joined, and it is now tough at this point.
How would you change it? Like what would be, would you start with the refs, or like what would be your messaging to change it?
I think that you kind of have to start on how you market some of these girls that are women that are coming into this league. Like, the WNBA just was not ready for the stardom that Caitlin Clark was. And I think that you had to, if you wanted to start with the refereeing thing, you had to double down on it her rookie season when all of that was going on, because now I think that it has just become a problem that is out of control. Amy is on the phone in Braintree. She wants to talk about the Boston legacy. Good evening, Amy.
Kendra, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Listen, we got like local people on the Boston Legacy team. They just won their first away game. They're doing great. They potentially, their first year, have a chance to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree.
I just, you're talking about no sports, and I mean, I've been to a couple of games. There's a good crowd there.
I've also been to a couple Boston Legacy games. Thanks for the call. I know that their season started off really slow. Took them, I think, a couple months to even just score a goal at home. I was at one of the games where they scored their first home goal, and they've really turned their season around. But the tough thing for Boston Legacy games for me, they are fun, inclusive crowd. Smaller crowd than I would like. I think if they played actually in Boston and not at Gillette, the crowds would be a lot larger. But my hard part about the Legacy games is it's hard for me to consume them. It's the same thing with the MLS. Like, it's not on TV, right? Like, are these locally broadcast somewhere? I'm not sure. The only way that I know how to consume the Legacy is by going to the games, and I've been to 2 of their games this season. But the other part that's hard for me about the Boston Legacy is that they're not always at Gillette. Sometimes they're in Rhode Island, if I'm not mistaken. They move around a lot. And I would love to consume more of their games. I just wish that it was more accessible, because they are fun, and I do love soccer. And I'm hoping with the World Cup that it kind of catches on and stays on. So
yeah, I haven't noticed it on TV anywhere. Skaz, have you seen it?
I mean, I knew they were in Foxborough, but no, not on TV.
I think it's going to be tough to get the average person here to care about the Boston Legacy as much as I would love to see that happen. All right, let's hit a break. Thanks for the call, Amy. I would love to do more Boston Legacy talk here. 617-779-0985 is the phone number. We are going to close the show tonight the same way we closed it yesterday, and that's by making the picky eater intern try something they've never had. And it's going to be the same thing that our intern last night tried. We're going to make Derek do it when we get back. You're listening to Kendra Middleton and for Joe Murray.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Who doesn't even eat burgers to try a new fruit? Or did you chicken out?
No, I'll do it.
You better hurry. I'm going to say all of my nightly goodbyes. Oh, wait, he's got it. Let's go. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Reaction. He hates it. It's not chicken tenders.
Off rep. Tastes like nothing.
Okay. All right. Love you guys. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been chaotic. I don't even know how to describe this evening other than the fact that I got sweaty, laughed so hard I cried, and almost had an asthma attack. Thank you to our essential workers. Love you guys. Be good. Don't drink and drive. Take us away, Joe.
For intern Derek Olson, for producer